Who's there? Yeah, how did you get there? No. Yeah, come on in. We can talk. I just didn't realize that somebody was here. How did you get into my place? Oh, okay. Well, that's really strange. So I've never really had subscribers just kind of like show up. Well, is there something I can help you with? Oh, okay. Well, yeah, my hat's right here. You want me to put it on? Okay. There. How's that? Good? Okay. Yes, I'm ASMR Money Mentor. How can I help you? You're working on your 2025 budget. Good for you. So, you're running into a little bit of a snag, though? Okay. Yeah, I might be able to help. Wait. Stop. I think we have to start from the beginning. So you've been working on your document, your budget. Okay. Do you mind if I take a few notes? Yeah, it might help if we just take a few notes and just slow down a little bit, and maybe let me ask some questions, and you can just give me the answers, and then we can talk about it. Okay. All right. So, what is your income? Okay. Let me back up. What's your name? Okay. Your address? And your phone number? Okay. And how about an email address? Okay, very good. What's your age? That's a great age. Okay. Yeah, okay, so let's start. Are you single or married? Single. Okay. And, okay, I've got your income. All right, so is that your gross income? Yeah, so when you get paid through your employer, this number you gave me, that's for the year before taxes and before anything you put into investments? Well, yeah, do you have anything going into like maybe a 401k or something? Do you have a 401k? Okay, you do. And how much are you contributing? Okay, very good, 6%. All right, so let me just get... Excuse me one second. Yeah, this is the calculator I use on the show. It's a little large, isn't it? I ordered it on Amazon. I didn't think it was going to be this large. I thought it was going to be like my other one. Not so much. Okay. All right. Let's take your gross number. You must be in what? Yeah, the tax bracket is going to be. So let's take that number away. Okay, so you have about $45,000 of income for the year net, right? Okay, 45,000. What are we doing? This is called a money map. Yeah, I just want to get a broad picture of what you got going on right now. Okay, so we have 45,000 net in your paycheck for the year after 6% to your investments through your 401k. What type of investments do you have in your 401k? Broad-based index funds. Okay, very good. Do you happen to know what asset allocation you are at right now? Well, how much do you have in stocks versus bonds every time you make an investment from your paycheck? Is it like maybe 80% stocks, 20% bonds? Yeah, that's about right for your age. Okay, so 80-20, that makes sense. Okay, so $45,000 net. We'll circle back to your balances here in just a little while. Okay, 45. Divided by 12, 37.50. Just to get a baseline for your monthly income, which I like to look at yearly totals. Yeah, it makes so much more sense than breaking it down by month. I know some people like to look at their monthly figures, but yeah, let's kind of raise up to the entire year and look at the totals for the year. So 45,000 net. Let's talk about your expenses that you have right now. Okay. Do you own or do you rent? You rent. Okay. What is your rental? What do you pay in rent, I should say? $1,000 a month, so $12,000 a year. Okay, very good. Well, let's just start reducing these. 45 minus 12. So we have $33,000 left over. What other expenses do you have other than your rent? You have a car. Okay, your car payment is how much? $375. That's pretty good. Did you put a lot down? Yeah. Okay, so $375 times 12, 4,500. So rent, car payment. So what's left over? 33,000 minus 4,500, 28,500. Okay. What does your electric bill run per month? Probably pretty cheap, right? 80? So let's just take 1,000 away. That gives us 27,000. No. Let's see, 28,500 minus 1,000, 27,500. Okay, rent, car, electric. What other monthly expenses do you have? Obviously, car insurance. 1,000. Okay. Now we have 26,500 for car insurance. Okay. Rent, car payment, electric, car insurance. What else? How much do you spend at the grocery store on food? $400 a month. Okay, so that's 4,800. What's 4,800 from 26,500? 21,700. Okay, what else do you have other than rent, car payment, electric, car insurance, and food? Cable, internet. Okay, what do you pay for that? 1,000? Okay, so now we're down to 20,700 after cable, internet. Okay, what other monthly or what other yearly expenses do we have to look at? Nothing? Let's see. Rent, car payment, electric, car insurance, food, cable, etc. Cable and internet. You must have more than that. Think real hard. What about gas for your car? Okay, 500. Okay, now we're down to 20,000. How much do you spend, do you think, on average for fun? Yeah, that's where you get in trouble probably, right? Okay, so how much do you think? Because you're telling me you don't think you have any money left over, but we've just proved that you've got $20,000 at the end of the year. That's a lot of money. That's like almost half of your net from your paycheck, and you're saying you don't know where this money goes. Have you been tracking your money at all? No, which is why you came to see me. All right, so $20,000. If you just paid yourself $600 a month, that would be $7,200. Do you think you could live on $600 a month for fun and other? Yeah, I think you can, right? Take that away from 20,000. You have like $12,000 left over. Unaccounted for, as far as you don't know exactly where that money is going. So see how easy this is to do just a baseline budget? Just a money map? I mean, unless you can think of some other things where this money is going, then what we could do is put it in an Excel spreadsheet. You can track it all year long. Make sure you reduce the buckets. But let's figure out where would we want this $12,000 to go. In fact, let's make it just $10,000. You have $10,000 of income that you think from your job that you don't know where it's going, you're just spending it on things, right? So if we commit for 2025 to spending only $7,200, maybe even $8,000 for fun and other, you still have about $10,000 to play with. So why don't we put that in our spreadsheet and allocate it to where it should go? So if I were to ask you this question, then where do you think that $10,000 should go? Okay, you don't have an emergency fund. Okay. How much of an emergency fund would you feel comfortable having? And I'll tell you what I think, actually. But what do you think? 4,000? Well, let's take a look at your expenses that you gave me. Is there anything we can reduce? Your expenses actually are relatively low. This is very good. You have a big shovel of income here that we could put into the proper buckets. I don't think I would cut out anything except maybe cable and internet if, for example, you lose your job. How long have you had your job? 5 years. Okay, you're with a secure company. Lots of growth opportunities. Okay, so what was our number? We had $45,000. We have $10,000 left over. So the need is $35,000. Are you following me? 35 divided by 12, just to get a rough monthly. Let's just make it $3,000. 3,000 times probably 6 months. So if you lose your job, trying to find another one might take 6 months or more. But if we multiply this by 6, we get 18,000, right? Did I do that right? 6,000, no. Let me do that again. 45,000. We have 10,000. So your expenses, 35,000 divided by 12. 3,000 a month times 6, 18,000. So I would like you to have at least $18,000 in your emergency fund. I know that's a little aggressive. That might be a little too high given your age, given the fact that your job is going very well. You've been there 5 years. Lots of advancement opportunities as well. Tell me this. Have the people that have been there that you know, have they been there a long time? Okay, so that tells you that they're probably, the company's treating them well. They could be there a long time. So your likelihood of being laid off is what, do you think? Pretty low. Okay, we could probably reduce the 18,000 to the 10,000, which means all of 2025, you're going to be building up your emergency fund of 10,000 with that extra money if you meet all of these expenses and you only spend the 7,000 or 8,000 in fun and other. Am I making sense? Okay, so when we build the spreadsheet, we're going to create a bucket of $10,000. And every month, you're going to be depositing into that bucket to offset. So you have to see your savings as an expense. So as you're getting the money in, instead of just spending it on things that you don't know where you're spending it, you're going to track the 8,000. And slowly, what's 10,000 divided by 12? Approximately $833 a month from your paychecks, $400 every couple of weeks or so. Are you following me? You're going to put into this bucket on the Excel document. Then you're going to transfer it over to your online savings account. Do you have an online savings account? No? Okay, you can get one at any credit union, bank. Make sure you check out the rates. They might be 3% right now, maybe more. You can park the money there all year with your paychecks. At the end of 2025, you're going to have $10,000 saved. You really won't be able to make a dent for true investing above and beyond your 6% to your 401k until 2026. Which leads me to, what is the balance of your 401k right now? $100,000 approximately? That's great for being about 32 years old. Okay, so you've got $100,000 there. Any other savings in investing that I'm not aware of? No. So you're at a really good point where in a year, you could then take the $10,000 that you're using to build up your emergency fund, because see, the process is we're going to make sure that you continue to work at this company. Hopefully they'll give you good raises, maybe 2, 3, 4% per year. Are you following me? You're going to just take the same budget and repeat it, but you'll have more money coming in. And then we can say that 10,000, we'll just rename the line item on our spreadsheet from emergency fund to, well, we'd have to talk about that at that time. But here are some things that I'll leave you with today as far as your forecast and what's on your radar. So for today, that's pretty much our goal, right? 2025 is done. As long as you commit to this and work your spreadsheet, we would not have to meet again at all, unless you have a hard time, staying on track. We would regroup, then look at your 2026 budget. We will determine where that $10,000 should go. And it might be $12,000, it might be $14,000. What if you get a $3,000 or $4,000 raise? And if inflation stays about where it is, your expenses would probably be about the same. We can talk about things like if you need a new car coming up soon, do you want to buy a home or do you want to continue to rent? At 32 years of age, you're still relatively young. I would probably take that $10,000 in 2026 and open up a Roth IRA. Yeah, a Roth IRA is a bucket of money that you can put and invest into. You get to choose the mutual funds with any discount brokerage like Vanguard, T. Rowe Price, Fidelity. Maybe choose a S&P 500 that rides the market. You're investing that $10,000 every month, $833. You can't do $10,000 actually, it's under that. We'd have to look at first of all, you're under the income requirements. Number 2 would be the cap for 2026. I can't remember exactly what it is right now, but what is it? Did I have it written down on this spreadsheet? Well, we'll look it up. So it's not something we need to know until 2026. It might be right around, I think it's about a 7,000, somewhere in there. The reason I'm saying that is because I've been doing catch-up contributions over previous years, so I can't remember the exact dollar amount. Anyway, it might be that you can put the entire $10,000 there. If not, maybe it's going to be like a 7,000, and then you'll have 3,000 left over to maybe increase your emergency fund, or maybe you'll need more money for food and fun, etc. So we'll just regroup every year, and this is how you build your budget going forward. Does that make sense? You just take the money, the budget, you reinvent the budget every year, and you build it. The fact that you don't need the emergency fund anymore, unless you have to replenish those monies because something will probably come up, you can do that probably with that 3,000 to replenish it. But then you just continue to build. There will come a point where you're going to max out that 401k contribution as well. You're putting 6%, but there's a dollar amount that you can put into that 401k. Am I making sense? It might take 3 more years. You're going to put in a lot more money every single year going forward, continue to do the 401k, eventually to the max. There will become a year, let's say 7 years into the future, that you're maxing out the 401k. You can't put any more money into it per year. Great. You'll continue to do that for the next 15, 20 years. You're going to continue to do the Roth IRA. If you start making more money, you might not qualify for the Roth IRA. But if you are still making under the dollar amounts, you'll continue to put the money into the Roth IRA every year. Maybe in 10 years, like I did, you'll get to a point where then you're maxing those vehicles out, and I was looking for somewhere else to put additional monies for that particular year. Continue to do those, but now I'm putting it into a taxable account. And in the taxable account, you can put it into index funds just like you can in these other vehicles. And I'll leave you with this. The good thing about, and I'll just anchor this to my own experience, the reason why I was able to retire early, if that interests you, is that I had that taxable account. Because you're going to have extra buckets of money that you can tap before age 59 and a half. So if you decide to retire at 50 or 55, if you continue over the next 20 years to max out all of these vehicles, you might get to a certain point when your engine that you've created can pay all of your expenses and then some. So you don't know how you're going to feel in 20 years. And if you have a taxable account, that means that's an account that's not a government account. When you withdraw funds from those and you sell the shares, it qualifies as income, which then may be used for whatever is in place at that particular point in the future if you needed to qualify for health care, premium tax care credits, if those are still around. And in other words, it gives you flexibility in accessing money that is not in government plans that have age restrictions on them. Okay? The other thing we can talk about is getting, we don't know where interest rates will be. So every year you just go forward and you reevaluate. Where's the best use of your money at that time? Would it be to put it in an online savings account because interest rates are higher? Would it be better to put it in CDs because interest rates are higher? Maybe it would be better to pay off debt, which you have no debt other than your car payment, right? Yeah, you're doing great. You have a really bright future ahead of you. Just follow this methodology. You've been watching the show. That's awesome. Thank you much. Thank you so much for watching the show. And this is a great baseline budget for you going into 2025. So I'll help you put it together. Yeah, we'll work on that. So do you have any questions for me? Because this is basically everything that I thought I could share with you by dropping in and seeing me today. Yeah? Okay. Well, thank you so much for coming. I appreciate it, and have a wonderful day.